Well, you know what? Let's get into the game, and then I'll let you know who's really playing. All right. We're trying. First thing we gotta do, we gotta switch these. We're getting there. Production's helping us out. All right, but I'm also production, so it's hard to speak and do this at the same time. Boom. There we go. Done. Nailed it. Spawning in the lower left-hand corner of Eternal Empire, we have our Protoss player. For the generic green wings, it is Trap. And his opponent in the upper right-hand corner, in the blue, playing Terran. It is the GOAT himself, INnoVation, playing for Kaizi Gaming. Probe trying to be annoying, delaying the CC just a little bit here, but we'll get it down in the correct position, so that's nice. Trap, in the meantime, getting his Nexus up, grabbing a Cyber Core. Ooh, Reaper looking around for the probe. Doesn't quite find it, this probe sneaking through. And he'll come back to harass this SCV. Ah, there's a Marine. All right. Quick Twilight Council here from Trap. Might see a Blink build. We have a Stalker coming out. Also leads me to believe it might be a Blink build. Rogue versus Parting is also happening. That's going to be on the main stream on Wardy's channel, so definitely check that out. And we also, at the same time, have Sue playing against Impact. I considered going into that game, that series, but this lobby popped up first, so I decided to go into this one. That's really sometimes just how simple it is. We are going to see Blink coming up, and back at home for INnoVation. He's got his factory. We got double Marines coming out here. Looks like he wants to switch it to go for a Raven, perhaps. Could see Cloaked Banshees. That wouldn't be incredibly unreasonable. A Raven, I think, is a bit more common. Oh, it is going to be Cloak and a Banshee. And getting the tech lab on the factory. Might get a siege tank out, or maybe just making that to switch off. It depends on, I'm not sure how INnoVation's been feeling about Terran vs Protoss lately, where he wants to go with his tech. But Trap's gonna go ahead and grab a third base, making a little bit of a wall here in case Hellions start coming out. It's not gonna be Hellions, it's gonna be Marine tank at the moment with Cloaked Banshee. Tank helps a lot against Blink Stalker openings. You can't dodge the tank shots, and you can't really get in range of anything if there's a tank up on the high ground or back here. We'll see. It looks like INnoVation, we may see him move out in a little bit. Sometimes with these kind of low unit numbers, Terrans like to move out and do a little bit of a push. But not just yet. He's going to drop his third CC. And just try to put some pressure on. I thought that was a Banshee with this Banshee. Oh man, it flies right over an observer. Blink Stalker's in the mineral line. That's a rough feeling right there. Charge on the way now for Trap. Getting out an Immortal. Has a Forge. Can start getting those upgrades soon. Observer comes into the main base, sees everything that's happening, sees 2 more barracks going down, Stim being researched. A Raven is coming out, so Observer's gonna have to be a little bit careful. Double NG Bay coming down for INnoVation so that he can start those upgrades. Oh, we might see a blink in the main here. Ooh, he blinks in just before that Observer goes down. Kills a couple of SCVs, gonna trade out nicely with the Marines. Ooh, loses a Stalker. Oh, and blinks on that Raven. He will get the Raven. That's a nice catch. But these Stalkers are not gonna be too long for this world. Oh, he's gonna recall. Goes for the recall as the second Observer comes in. Oh, nice scan there by INnoVation though. If that Observer had popped in right after the Raven died and wasn't scanned, that would have been pretty incredible. Getting that Raven though, he's gonna drop down the Robo Bay, start going for a couple of Colossi. There'll be no interference matrix to lock down a Colossus. Inno taking his 3rd base. A little bit behind in workers, but it's not too bad. Pretty close. Upgrade-wise, though, he has 1-1, about the same amount finished as Trap has his +1 armor. And there's no second forge. I don't see one anywhere, so no second forge. So Impact, INnoVation, gonna be able to be a little bit ahead on those upgrades. Sorry, guys. On my screen, I still see Impact here instead of INnoVation. So I keep almost saying it. I've been pretty good so far, but I slipped up that once. Little group of units moving out here. Just gonna send the Marine to the Watchtower. Ooh, sees the army. And this is a really nice wall here. It stops all the charge lots from being able to come in from this direction. Marines spilling through. They'll get force fielded away. A few of them getting picked up. So far, decent trade out front there for INnoVation, but meanwhile, on the back side of things, losing 6 SCVs to a Warp Prism. Should be able to clean those Zealots up, though. That's a speed Prism, too. Wow, this Observer sitting pretty up here. But Trap not going to move in. He's got his 4th base up and running. He's up 10 workers at the moment, warping in charge lots. 10 SCVs have gone down, which INnoVation's been really good at keeping that SCV count up. So even though he's been losing a lot, not going too bad for him. His 2-2 is on the way. I mean, he's up a full, well, I guess about half an upgrade here. He's up about half an upgrade. More SCVs going down. And because it's a speedy boy Prism, it's hard to catch. We do have Colossi coming out. Thermal Lance not upgraded. That's gonna need to happen. Oh, Disruptors as well. No Raven. Allowing this Observer to see absolutely everything. Ooh, moving is dangerous. A lot easier to see those Observers when they're moving. Scans where the Observer used to be, but it's not there anymore. And we have a Dark Shrine on the way. Ghosts coming out. Do we have Storm? I don't think so. There's not even a Templar Archives here. So far, Trap side of the map has been very quiet. That Banshee came in, literally left before taking even a shot at a probe. And that's it. That's all that's been happening on Trap side of the map. Meanwhile, the Speed Prism continuing to be annoying. There are turrets up at the fringes of the bases. Gonna make it a lot harder for that Prism to get in. Oh, Prism goes down. Viking count from INnoVation. One-shotting the Prism. Again, this observer able to see everything that's going on. Oh, charge lot's coming up. But this is where INno's army is. This is where he wants to take this fight. I don't think this is a fight Trap wants to take at the moment. Disruptor balls come in, kind of whiffing right now. So far, really nice. Out of INnoVation. Fantastic start to the fight. Kills 2 Colossi before the fight even begins. He's been dodging disruptor shots. Now these Vikings can land on the backside. They will do exactly that. Oh, man. All right, that Disruptor Nova getting a few kills. Zealots pushing INnoVation back a little bit. He's done such a wonderful job dodging these Novas. And now INnoVation up a good bit of supply, mostly army. Actually, entirely army, since he's down in workers right now. No 4th base. Do we even have a 4th command center? I don't see one. I don't see one. INnoVation says 3 bases or nothing. Oh, that final split of Marines. He did lose a couple Marines to that, but so far these splits have been beautiful. It is making it really hard to attack in, though, because there's constant Disruptor Novas coming out. Trap taking a 5th base, taking a 6th base even. Oh, I'm actually insane. INnoVation has a 4th base. It's literally right here. It's a planetary. Don't mind me. Liberator setting up. There's a nice observer here. Ooh, and DT's moving in. Big medevac lift up. Gonna fly right over the Dark Templar. Oh man, and now INnoVation's army is very segmented. Those DTs have blink, they just blunk on top of that army. A couple of medevacs go down. A lot of those units do make it out of there, but that's not a good trade for INnoVation. He's gonna pull back to this planetary and this tank. Sieges up the Liberators. Oh, there's not a lot of room to split here. DT's also doing a lot of damage. There's no detection. There's the scan. We'll be able to take care of those DTs. Zealots charging in, but the planetary goes down. And INnoVation now down 50 supply. More Liberators sieging up. Not a lot of Stalkers here, so the Liberators should be able to hold. But down to 3 bases. Trap gonna push on in. I don't know if that's a good decision, but he should be able to take out these Liberators. And with that, I think INnoVation's gonna have to tap out. He's got almost nothing left. Just a few bio units and a couple of Liberators up the top of the ramp. Nova's coming in, pushing the bio back. Stalkers blink. And that's gonna be GG. INnoVation has to tap out. Trap winning game number 1 of that best of 3. It was looking good for INnoVation for a little bit there, but the blink DTs, man, I think they made a big difference in that fight. Should be getting into game number 2 here pretty shortly. Hopefully we won't have the same name issue. I don't know if I can fix that naming issue in time. I will try. I will attempt. We're getting there. Oh no. Right now, I'm playing against Trap. I do not want that. Alright, hopefully our naming issues are completely resolved. And we're loading into the game. We're going to be on Nightshade for game number 2 here. And I'm hoping INnoVation can pull it back a little bit. Hoping he can. What? I'm so confused. Alright, well, unfortunately the names did not work. So, we're gonna get into the game. And I will leave those fake names up because they are wrong underneath them. Anyway, spawning in the lower right-hand corner of Nightshade, up 1-0 so far in this best of 3, is our Protoss player, Trap. And his opponent in the upper left-hand corner, the blue Terran player, down 0-1. Gonna have to find a way to fight his way back in this series. It is INnoVation. Yes, unfortunately, the name thing it's not working out as well today as it has in the past. And I'm not too sure why. I thought I understood it, but I absolutely do not. I think we're all just on a different page with it. The last few times we used it, it was actually really wonderful, and I was like, man, this is the best. But now I see that it does have its issues when there are multiple people that need to use it. Unfortunately, if one person changes it, it changes it for everybody. So if for some reason our files aren't the same, that means it's either right for one person or the other. I will let it be right for Winter. A lot more people watching that, so he'll get the good stuff, and we'll get the janky little ones down here. Anyways, we got the Reaper moving across the map for INnoVation. Gonna try to take some pot shots at that Adept as the bunker gets up. We got his factory up, getting that reactor on the barracks once again. Trap, meanwhile, just getting out more Adepts. He's got another Twilight going down, but this time maybe we'll see Glaives based on the amount of Adepts already. Reaper almost dead in there, so can't really come out and fight at the moment. And the second Adept comes in. Oh no! Gets the Marine, which means these Adepts are just going to continue to be annoying. It is going to be Blink again, just making the 3 Adepts to be as annoying as possible. Those Marines cannot fight that. Oh no! Oh no! Now the Adepts are in. Maybe he wants to lock them in? I don't know. He's going to grab one Adept, but the Reaper goes down. Another Adept comes in to join the fight. The door is still down. Closes the door to keep this Adept in. We'll get that kill. Alright, so INnoVation cleans that up. Loses a lot to do it though. I'd say worth it for Trap there. Lost mining time included, definitely worth it. If we take a look at the no income tab, so maybe we're not on Game Heart. That's a bit unfortunate. Definitely say that's worth it for Trap, though. Especially since he's going Blink. He doesn't really need those Adepts. Start pressuring the front with a couple of Stalkers in a little bit here. I don't know how much... Yeah, no scouting for INnoVation. The Reaper came directly home. So he doesn't really know what's coming. He's going to drop his third CC. Getting out that Raven. Keeping Marines in the mineral line in case an Oracle comes in or something like that, I suppose. Since he has no scouting information on what's going on. It is just going to be a few Blink Stalkers once again and a Warp Prism. That can give him the high ground vision he needs. However, a Cyclone and a Viking make quick work of a Warp Prism. A couple more Stalkers going to get warped in here. And Trap going to try to do what he did in the last game once again. There's a good chance he'll be able to get it done. Can also use the Warp Prism for micro. Oh, blinks right on top of that Cyclone. Gets it and gets the Raven. Arguably the two most important units there. SCV's got to come off the line once again. The Viking goes down. So we have another Warp in. 3 Zealots coming out. There's just not a lot of units here for INnoVation. And now with Blink, with the Warp Prism, the micro potential is actually insane here for Trap. And he's going to kill so many workers. 17 SCVs have now gone down. INnoVation in a really tough spot. I don't know how he's going to be able to hold this off. I don't think he is. SCVs are back on the line. All the bio dies before the fight even happens. There's no more units here. INnoVation's going to have to tap out. With his Blink Stalker attack, Trap will take the 2-0 victory over our Terran player.